If you ever feel like you're behind, I'm struggling to get caught up, I'm struggling to get caught up, I always feel like I'm behind, always got stuff on. Very common feeling for a lot of men. And I've spoken about this today on a coaching call with one of my clients. And here's the thing, if you don't define what being caught up is, you'll never catch up. Welcome to today's Coaching Corner. I'm Mike Campbell, the anti-nice guy men's coach, founder of the Everyday Legends Academy, the Zeus Inner Circle, and I help nice guys in building self-worth, self-respect, and a solid sense of security so that you can actually kill your nice guy and get so much more from your life, from love, and the everyday. And in today's Coaching Corner with a client of mine, Steve, if you're new here, I call them all Steve to protect their privacy. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the bell so you get notifications when these videos come out. Gems of lessons from coaching sessions with my clients. Steve shared with me that he had this feeling at the moment where he just feels he's behind and he's trying to catch up and he can't catch up and he's trying to catch up and he feels behind. And I know this is a very common feeling. I've heard this hundreds of times from a lot of guys. And he wanted to explore this. And so I'm going to condense the lesson down, the session down a little bit here. Here's one of the things that we have to look at. That is the kind of feeling that is telling us something. So regardless if it's the specific one, remember, gentlemen, feelings, emotions are telling us something, they're messages. And if we don't stop and listen to them, then what often happens is we shove them away, and so we don't get the message, we stuff them down, or they run our lives. We just stay in this place, in kind of this limbo, spinning in it. This is an opportunity to stop and actually get clear. What is this feeling telling me right now? So that was the thing for Steve. And I asked him, you feel like you're behind and you feel like you can't catch up. You're trying to catch up. So what would define being behind? What actually defines that you are behind? And it invites him to go and specify and stipulate what are the things. And then on the other side, what would actually define, what would be a measure of you being caught up? And there's different areas in his life where he's feeling this. And so he has to go through and do the work to do this. But here's the point. Feeling behind, how? A lot of guys will feel behind because they have to perform and achieve and do to have value. And so there's always a never-ending to-do list. And the nature of a to-do list is it never gets done because we add more to it and we add more to it. And so we're never up to date. We never really get caught up when we're in that mode. And so we constantly feel behind until we can actually stipulate, this is what I need to get done and by when. Let's say you've got to get a project done by Friday and it's a few days away, and if you work at this current rate, you won't get there. That's being behind, but stipulate it. So therefore, what has to happen to get caught up? That is a measure of this is what getting caught up will be. Specifics, get specific. And so when I asked this to Steve, he realizes that, yeah, I've been operating in this kind of spinning, ineffective mode of action for the sake of it. And that's fanning the flames of this feeling of feeling behind. So really what this asks me to do is stipulate, what would being caught up actually look like? How do I define it? What would be a measure of that? Because again, if I don't define what catching up is, I'll never get caught up. And so for Steve, we took him through. It would look like this. It would look like this. It would look like this. Now he has something clear and specific to work towards. Now, some of that, of course, is nothing. As we go through those questions, we realize for certain areas, oh, I can put that down. So here's a great example. He had a period of time where he was working towards something physically. He had then a holiday and a period, and he got off his habits and he wants to get back into his routines. And he feels like he's behind on his routines. But you can't really be behind on your routines. You just start. So how you get caught up is by starting. Whilst it might have felt nice to be in all of that momentum, it stopped. And so how you get back into momentum is by starting. So being behind, being caught up, it was a mode that he was staying in until he realized and stopped and realized, oh, how I get caught up is by starting again. Yep, I was running every day. Now I haven't been running every day. And so whilst I might not have got to a certain weight or body state, let's say, that I wanted to be at, my expectations there are making me feel behind. If I put those down and go, how do I get there? Because this is what this is really then starting to ask me. What actions do I need to take? And for him, in this context, it's do this action and this action and this action, get moving again via this specific way, work on my food and eating via this specific way. And so it invites me into specificity and into clear action. And so then I'm instantly caught up and I'm in the process of taking action. And so I'm being in it. I can't be behind. And I'm also up to date, right? There's no more catching up to go because I'm chasing something that's out of my reach, because when it's vague and undefined, I'll never be able to grasp it. And so I will spin in that place. So define it so you can grasp it and take action on it. That's been today's Coaching Corner lesson. I trust that you'll get something from this. Remember, pass this on to a man that you think might benefit from it. This thing might be the thing for him. He might constantly feel like he's never caught up. Or it might sound like I'm always busy. I've never got enough time. I'm always trying to get things done. I'm always overcommitted, right? Nice guys, often overcommitted, under delivering, over promising, right? So relationship to time, being caught up, being behind, it's all wrapped up in this. Let me know in the comments if this lands for you, how this shows up in your life. And as always, if you've got questions of your own that you want me to explore in this kind of Coaching Corner video, we can. Drop them below. I've been Mike Campbell. See you next time.